So what have I learned from psychedelics? Is someone asked me this a few days ago on Twitter. I thought it was a good question. About, I'd say 2-3 years ago, I was just normal. I was like everyone else. I had my own problems, but I just lived like a normal life. I never really thought anything was wrong with me. I didn't suffer from depression. I didn't have any of those anxiety or anything like that. But there was always like, I guess, just the feeling of something missing. I didn't know what it was. And at first I thought, okay, maybe I'll turn to religion, and then I found out that that's bullshit, and I was like, okay, so it's not that. And then I started to look elsewhere, like not consciously, like it wasn't like a mission or something like that, but it was just like something that just happened. Like 3 years ago, I would never have thought I would do psychedelics. Like, I was scared, to be honest. Like, if someone said acid or mushrooms or something like that, I'd just be like, no way, never. I could never see myself doing something like that. But it gradually sort of changed. Anyway, I studied chemistry, and I had an interest, like a real interest in how the human body works and how medicine works. And I did medicinal chemistry, so I was really like into medicine and how they work. And the more I learned, the more I realized that medicine is the medicine that we make in the West is like, it's something that treats a symptom as opposed to the cause, you know? So, for example, like the simplest example would be like, say you have a headache. Now, that's a symptom of a cause. Now, the cause could be many things. It could be dehydration, lack of water. It could be prolonged exposure to the sun. It could be, stress. So you take your paracetamol and you treat the headache. It goes away. But you're not treating the say if you were dehydrated, that paracetamol is not hydrating you. It's just blocking the pain that is caused by dehydration. And you'll get the water in your system eventually, and that will go away. But that paracetamol is not curing anything. It's just sort of hiding the pain. So unless you hydrate yourself, you're not really curing it. So, and that's with all disease, like all medicine. And it's really, like I said in my last video, everything is about money. And that's exactly what medicine is. They don't treat you, they don't treat the cause of your problem, they just mask it. And why? Because if they did treat the cause, then they wouldn't make any money, because that would be the end to your illness. And most illnesses come from are related to the mind. So everything that you experience is caused by your mind. So an illness, really, the root cause will be an imbalance of something, and that imbalance will cause the mind to react in a certain way, and you become ill. So really, I believe, and stress, I think, is probably maybe one of the main causes of illness. And I'm not just talking about work stress, I mean the stress of life. You probably won't even know it's there, but it's there. And like, every day you deal with it. And that can cause, obviously, in the long term, it can cause illnesses. So that really put me off medicine. I always tried to not take any medicine if I could. And then I met psychedelics. Now, like I said, I hadn't done any psychedelics before, and I didn't see myself ever doing it. And I sort of really parachuted right into the main one. Like I did DMT for the first time as a psychedelic. It was DMT, and I was just like, wow. And that sort of paved the way to LSD and mushrooms and MDMA and stuff like that. So I I actually really started with all this suddenly. It was really sudden for me. But over the course of maybe a year and a half, I've experienced so much that I can honestly say within that space of a year and a half, it has literally changed my life. Now, how? Okay, the first time I took DMT, the one thing that it did for me was it cured an addiction I had within 7 minutes. You know, it was like a 6-7 year addiction, smoking, and like within a space of 5 minutes, literally, I had no addiction, and I still don't. I still haven't smoked. So that was one thing, but like psychologically, it it really made me see the world in a different way, and that might sound like a small thing, but it's actually quite a game changer, because once you begin to see things differently and feel differently, because you will feel different, then things actually begin to adapt to how you feel. And that's the one thing that I've realized is everything around you adapts to your emotions. And that is true. It's 100% fact that I've realized. Obviously, I can't prove it, but in my experience, this is what I've found, that your emotions shape your world. And with DMT, I saw another world. Like, I don't care what people say, because you can't really explain to someone how a DMT trip really is. So unless you do it yourself, you will never understand the impact that it can have on you, because it is literally life-changing. And what I realized from DMT is that this is not it. This world is not the end. Like, once you die, you won't just fade away. And it really made me see the connection in everything. And that helped me understand how this whole emotion thing works. Like, how can your emotions change the world around you? And I saw how that happens on DMT. I saw the link. And once I understood that link, it just became like second nature to me. Like, so now when I walk around, it's like in the back of my head, I know it. I don't consciously constantly think about it, but it's there, and it's made a difference, because a lot of the changes that you see in your own personality and your mood and etc. are not caused consciously. They're subconscious thoughts that cause these emotions. So with that knowing, that really changed my whole outlook on life. And because of that, I saw physical changes. With LSD, LSD was is like it's more fun than anything. It's not really a spiritual drug, but with LSD, I then confirmed those things that I saw on DMT. Like, on DMT, I realized everything is just one energy, and on LSD, I saw that, like, in this 3D world, because once what happened was, like, for example, I could see sound, and I could see the connection between my own energy and the energy of the nothingness around me. I could see it and I could feel it. And really, LSD is just like a really fun way of showing you the connection between things. So really, it's not really a spiritual thing for me. LSD is more fun. Thankfully, I haven't had a bad trip yet, but I hear that they come. But, you know, the positive side of it is that it really lets you have fun with this extra knowledge that you have, because it exists. Like, it's out there, trust me. MDMA was just the most amazing thing I have ever tried, like done properly. Like I did it with acid, and what MDMA does is it takes that oneness and it converts it into a feeling that sits in the pit of your stomach for months after you do MDMA. Like these therapies they're doing for like curing PTSD and depression with MDMA, I can so see it working, because like what it does is just it it makes you feel like you're born again. Like you can really see the beauty in everything, and that effect, it doesn't go away. Like it does, like it fades away quite a lot, but there's still bits of it that linger in your system, and like in everyday, when you wake up in everyday life, you can feel it. You can feel this different vibe, this different energy, and it's really nice. It's amazing. MDMA is really powerful, really powerful. And see, these kinds of things, these drugs, they all come from the earth. Like that, maybe, okay, not LSD, but LSD is a cousin to LSZ, which you can find, you know, in some plants. So really, it does come from nature. And all of these medicines, they can cure so much. If you can cure a depression that you never thought you had, because once you take MDMA, it really like lifts, it feels as if this weight has been lifted off your shoulder, and you don't realize until you do it that, oh, maybe I was a little bit unhappy and I didn't know. And you know, that stress that I was talking about that is there, but you don't know it's there. You can feel it, you feel like it's gone. And with stuff like that, if you can cure depression, especially depression that you don't know is there, if you can lift that fog from in front of your eyes, then you know you're happy. You believe in yourself. You feel like you have power. You feel like you can do anything you want. Like this world is yours, and you can literally do whatever you want. Rumi, I read a quote yesterday from Rumi, and it said, "Don't act so small, you are the whole universe in ecstatic motion." And that sums up everything like that I have experienced on these 3 drugs. You really are the whole universe. It's unbelievable. Once you realize that, and you really know it to be true, your life will change. And you won't need to ever go and do MDMA again and do acid again to reconfirm. Maybe like once every few months is good, but then you just don't become addicted, because it's so fun and it's so good that, you know, I don't think you could become addicted, but too much of it is not good. Too much of anything is not good, because then the novelty wears off, the you know, the goodness of it, it goes. So in moderation, these things can really, really change your life. And that is what I've found in the past couple of years doing this stuff. And right now, I'm in a space where I literally do not even want to do it anymore, because I don't think I can gain much more out of it. I probably could, but I don't want to, not right now. So that's how it works, you know. It's not like, oh, I'm going to do MDMA, or for me anyway, it's not. But yeah, so if you use properly, these things can be very powerful. And no wonder they're illegal. Probably drug bust. Anyway, I better go. I'm putting out the video for extracting DMT. This next couple of days, I hope. Well, no, actually, maybe end of the week. All right, peace.